Cool merch that you can check out there, so that's anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Oh, by the way, did you know that I teach drum lessons? If you're interested in learning more about drum lessons, message me on Instagram at demonic_sweaters. Did you know that almost all of Demonic Sweater's music is available on all the streaming services? You can check it out there if you don't want to buy something. By the way, have you subscribed yet? Please do. Do you want to try to play drums to some of these songs by yourself? You can pick up drumless versions of all of these songs you hear on my streams on the drumless library, which is available at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It currently has 33 songs for only $15. Each song has the BPM and the time signature listed, so all you have to do is drop them into your DAW of choice, and you can play along just like I do on these streams. That's only $15 for 33 songs. That's a lot of content to practice to. You can also pick up individual songs for $1 a piece, but I highly recommend picking up the full version because every time I add new content to the drumless library, you'll get that 100% for free. All you have to do is return to anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com and you can download all the new songs once you purchase the full-length version. Again, you can pick up the drumless library at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It's available exclusively there and only there. And please stay tuned. Today's stream will be starting shortly. Welcome to another Demonic Sweaters live stream. We're going to get started here in a little bit, but before we do, be sure to check out my record label, which is anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. This is the best way to support what I do here on this channel. You can go there and pick up something by Demonic Sweaters or Manasota or basically anything on the entire label. We sell CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, and lots of cool merch that you can check out there, so that's anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Oh, by the way, did you know that I teach drum lessons? If you're interested in learning more about drum lessons, message me on Instagram at demonic_sweaters. Did you know that almost all of Demonic Sweater's music is available on all the streaming services? You can check it out there if you don't want to buy something. By the way, have you subscribed yet? Please do. Do you want to try to play drums to some of these songs by yourself? You can pick up drumless versions of all of these songs you hear on my streams on the drumless library, which is available at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It currently has 33 songs for only $15. Each song has the BPM and the time signature listed, so all you have to do is drop them into your DAW of choice, and you can play along just like I do on these streams. That's only $15 for 33 songs. That's a lot of content to practice to. You can also pick up individual songs for $1 a piece, but I highly recommend picking up the full version because every time I add new content to the drumless library, you'll get that 100% for free. All you have to do is return to anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com, and you can download all the new songs once you purchase the full-length version. Again, you can pick up the drumless library at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It's available exclusively there and only there. And please stay tuned. Today's stream will be starting shortly. Welcome to another Demonic Sweaters live stream. We're going to get started here in a little bit, but before we do, be sure to check out my record label, which is anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. This is the best way to support what I do here on this channel. You can go there and pick up something by Demonic Sweaters or Manasota or basically anything on the entire label. We sell CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, and lots of cool merch that you can check out there, so that's anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Oh, by the way, did you know that I teach drum lessons? If you're interested in learning more about drum lessons, message me on Instagram at demonic_sweaters. Did you know that almost all of Demonic Sweaters music is available on all the streaming services? You can check it out there if you don't want to buy something. By the way, have you subscribed yet? Please do. Do you want to try to play drums to some of these songs by yourself? You can pick up drumless versions of all of these songs you hear on my streams on the drumless library, which is available at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It currently has 33 songs for only $15. Each song has the BPM and the time signature listed, so all you have to do is drop them into your DAW of choice, and you can play along just like I do on these streams. That's only $15 for 33 songs. That's a lot of content to practice to. You can also pick up individual songs for $1 a piece, but I highly recommend picking up the full version because every time I add new content to the drumless library, you'll get that 100% for free. All you have to do is return to anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com, and you can download all the new songs once you purchase the full-length version. Again, you can pick up the drumless library at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It's available exclusively there and only there. And please stay tuned. Today's stream will be starting shortly. Welcome to another Demonic Sweaters live stream. We're going to get started here in a little bit, but before we do, be sure to check out my record label, which is anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. This is the best way to support what I do here on this channel. You can go there and pick up something by Demonic Sweaters or Manasota or basically anything on the entire label. We sell CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, and lots of cool merch that you can check out there, so that's anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Oh, by the way, did you know that I teach drum lessons? If you're interested in learning more about drum lessons, message me on Instagram at demonic_sweaters. Did you know that almost all of Demonic Sweaters music is available on all the streaming services? You can check it out there if you don't want to buy something. By the way, have you subscribed yet? Please do. Do you want to try to play drums to some of these songs by yourself? You can pick up drumless versions of all of these songs you hear on my streams on the drumless library, which is available at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It currently has 33 songs for only $15. Each song has the BPM and the time signature listed, so all you have to do is drop them into your DAW of choice, and you can play along just like I do on these streams. That's only $15 for 33 songs. That's a lot of content to practice to. You can also pick up individual songs for $1 a piece, but I highly recommend picking up the full version because every time I add new content to the drumless library, you'll get that 100% for free. All you have to do is return to anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com and you can download all the new songs once you purchase the full-length version. Again, you can pick up the drumless library at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It's available exclusively there and only there. And please stay tuned. Today's stream will be starting shortly. Welcome to another Demonic Sweaters live stream. We're going to get started here in a little bit, but before we do, be sure to check out my record label, which is anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. This is the best way to support what I do here on this channel. You can go there and pick up something by Demonic Sweaters or Manasota or basically anything on the entire label. We sell CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, and lots of cool merch that you can check out there, so that's anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Oh, by the way, did you know that I teach drum lessons? If you're interested in learning more about drum lessons, message me on Instagram at demonic_sweaters. Did you know that almost all of Demonic Sweaters music is available on all the streaming services? You can check it out there if you don't want to buy something. By the way, have you subscribed yet? Please do. Do you want to try to play drums to some of these songs by yourself? You can pick up drumless versions of... Okay. Hello, everybody. YouTube, Twitch, and FC2. This is Justin, a.k.a. Manasota, as Jake said there. Normally Demonic Sweaters, but... Well, I'm still Demonic Sweaters. But going to be playing all Manasota songs today. And if you're not familiar, Manasota is my other solo project where I play everything, but it sounds very different than Demonic Sweaters. So yeah, check that out, or you're going to check it out here today. I'm going to be playing, as I said, all Manasota stuff, and actually everything today is going to be off of the latest album. Oops, what was that? Oh, give me 1 second here. Just dropped a drumstick onto my trigger. Okay, so today everything's going to be off of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. Well, actually, no, not everything. There's going to be a couple other songs, but mostly everything's going to be off of that. And speaking of that, I just wanted to mention that right now on antihillrecordings.bandcamp.com, you can pick up, I have a box set. Well, it's not really a box set, but I just called it that. But it's basically the self-titled Manasota on 180-gram vinyl, which you're seeing right here, as well as the Digipack CD version of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. Both of these for $15. So that's a really, really good deal. You can get both for $15, the actual physical copies, plus you'll get free digital downloads of both albums if you pick those up. So if you like what you hear, go over there and pick up some Manasota. So anyway, how's everybody doing out there today? I know it's been a while since my last stream. I was dark last week because I wanted to get ready for this one this week because, you know, it's like I had to basically create all these drumless versions of the songs and do a new sound check, create some drum tracks or drum sounds, you know, make everything, you know, kind of tune everything for Manasota. Whereas before everything was set up for Demonic Sweaters, so it's a different sound and, you know, totally different project file that I'm working with here. And one of the main differences is, I mean, to get into the technical stuff, a lot of the Demonic Sweaters songs are the same tempo, like throughout the song. But several of the Manasota songs fluctuate in tempo. So I couldn't really use like the same approach, like with when I do the drumless tracks and the Demonic Sweater stuff, I have everything loaded as like basically clips in Ableton, and they basically just each have their own launch tempo and time signature. So once they're launched, they just play through and the tempo stays the same the whole time. The problem with that is you can't change tempos mid-clip. So basically what I had to do is create a new project within Ableton and use, rather than the clips, use kind of like the timeline view, and that way I could automate like tempo changes and click changes and things like that. So it was a little bit more work, but it actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And then I also added all of those drumless tracks to the drumless library. So that's why there's 45 songs now rather than 35 or 33. That was what I said in the intro voiceover, but there's actually 45 now. There's a lot of songs up there now. And and the tempos, like even like the various tempos of each Manasota song are listed in the title too. So all the tempos are noted, and you can figure it out if you want to load it into your DAW and all that stuff. Running out of breath. Anyway, this is gonna be fun. I practiced a couple of times. I didn't do too much because, well, actually, I've been feeling some pain in my hand. I feel like I injured this, like my ring finger here. And which brings me to my next point here, or my next thing that I wanted to show you guys. I'm checking out these Zildjian. These are special sticks. They're called Anti-Vibe. And so these are supposed to cut down on vibrations from like electronic drums and rubber cymbals and all that stuff. So I did practice with these once, and they do feel quite nice. They kind of like, you know, sink into the drums a little bit more when you're playing. So hopefully that'll help. I mean, if you're concerned, thanks. But my hand is feeling better. Like, it was worse last week, and it's feeling better. But I've just been trying to go easy on it, so I don't strain it too much. I was trying to save up for today's stream. Let me look at some of these comments over here. And JK says, oh, wait, I already read that. Hi, everybody. It's Justin, a.k.a. Manasota. Guy Marzello. Love this music. Thanks, Guy. Sup, mofos. And then Guy says, hey, sweet. And you guys are just talking to each other. That's very cool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I have a lot of songs to get through. And some of them are quite long. So, I'm going to try to minimize the opening talk here and not talk for like 40 minutes before I start like I do sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first song that I'm going to play here is called Bimini Boy. And this is off of the newest album, As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to keep talking for a second while I set up the camera switcher here. I made a note to myself to start this because I always forget every time I do this stream. The first song I always have to restart because I always forget to start the camera switcher. But I'm going to start it this time. And it is started. Okay. And then I also have to switch this to stereo. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, that was Bimini Boy off of As the Sun Rises. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me take a look at some of the chats here. Jake asks if there are new kits for the Manasota tracks, and yes, well, there's one, and I just called it Manasota. And I'm seeing some of the other questions here. Tom is asking about a rundown of the rig, drum brain, triggers, heads, etc. And yeah, so that kind of goes with that question. I was going to use Superior Drummer 3 for this stream. But believe it or not, what you're hearing right now is the Roland TD-6 drum module. The reason why I ended up just using the TD-6 is, well, I tested Superior Drummer 3, and if you're curious to hear what it sounds like, I uploaded a video of a sound check with the Superior Drummer, and it sounded really good. However, once I programmed a kit on the TD-6, I actually kind of liked it a little bit better. I just felt like it was just mixing, like kind of blending with the tracks a little bit better than Superior Drummer 3 was, which is like making me feel like I blew a bunch of money on Superior Drummer 3, but I don't know. I'm sure at some point I'll use it. It's the same thing that happened to me with Easy Drummer. I bought Easy Drummer and I don't really use it. I always just end up using my module. And the TD-6 is a very capable module for being so old, as you can see. If you just take the time to tweak it, it sounds pretty nice. So rundown on the kit, it's a Tama Club-Jam Mini drum set with the Tom add-on pack, so it's an acoustic drum set. I've got all ddrum redshots on the snares, on the snare and toms. The bass drum, I've uploaded several videos about this recently, about the triggers I use on my bass drum. But right now, I went back to my homemade trigger system, which you can kind of see. No, actually, no, you can't see it. I'll have to make a video on this. It's a very simple design. All it is a piezo literally stuck to the side of the head. That's literally all it is. And for some reason, when I do that, it just works better than any other thing than I can purchase. It just never double triggers this way, never mistriggers. So I just went back to that. I was trying the Yamaha, I was trying the Pintec, and they all worked okay, but none of them worked as good as this. So I just use that. That's the best thing, in my opinion. Let's see. Thomas says, great drummer, definitely plays to the song. Thanks, I really appreciate that. I am definitely a song drummer. You know, when I sit down to play the drums, I play much better when there's music going on around me. Like, I mean, I could play, you know, solo a little bit, but I don't really enjoy it that much, honestly. And, like, you know, when I watch, like, Ralph from drum-tec, who's, like, amazing on his own, like, sometimes he'll play stuff where I'm like, I could play that fill, but I can't really do it if I'm, like, sitting there playing by myself. I don't know, it's weird. Like, music really gets me going, and I really feel like I play better to music, for sure. Which is why you should download the Drumless tracks, because it'll help you play to music. Anyway, Jake says that pan flute sounds so cool. Thanks, Jake. That's actually from the Kawai K1. And yeah, I love that pan flute sound. It's a famous synth pan flute sound. It's like used in a bunch of like kind of like cheesy new age music and stuff, but I love that stuff. Oh, Thomas, what holds the trigger to the kick? It's actually, since it's a mesh head, what I'm using here is actually contact cement. And that works really well. So, and it's kind of like a, and I don't have the contact cement directly on the trigger itself. I have, basically I created a sandwich with Gorilla Tape, like on the piezo, and Gorilla Tape's really thick and smooth, and then I use the contact cement on the back side of the Gorilla Tape, and then use that on the mesh head, because if you try to tape right to a mesh head, it just peels right off. Like mesh heads just, you know, the tape stickiness doesn't stick to them. When I had this acoustically and I was triggering this kick acoustically, I had it just taped to the head, like with like gaff tape, and it worked fine, like on a Mylar head. So yeah, let's move forward here. Got a lot of songs to get through. So let's go to second track I'm going to play here. It's definitely one of my favorite Manasota songs, and this is the title track off of As the Sun Rises, called As the Sun Rises. So here we go. All right. Excuse me. That was As the Sun Rises off of As the Sun Rises. And I guess I jinxed myself there. I did hear one missed trigger on the kick drum in there, but it wasn't too bad. Just one time. But anyway, yeah, thanks, guys. Did I answer the rest of the questions here? Different songs will definitely need different sounds, but would be cool to hear SD3 in one of these live sessions. Yeah, I mean, I could have done it on this one because these songs all have the same drum sound in them. But yeah, I just I just liked the TD-6 better. I don't know. I mean, there's things about SD3 that sound, you know, more realistic, absolutely, like the cymbals and stuff. But there's certain cymbals on the TD-6, not all of them. Some of them sound kind of bad, but there's a couple, like, you know, that sound pretty good. Like if you mix them up correctly, like I got the tips here, and then edges. There's even an edge zone on the ride. And this bell sound is from the lo-fi ride cymbal in the TD-6, which is like kind of like a, you know, the lo-fi ride sounds totally different, but for some, I think that bell actually matches better with this ride sound than the bell that is supposed to be for this ride sound. But yeah, it works. It sounds good, I think. And well, there was one change I did right before, well, it was a couple days ago. First, I had a different snare in here, but I switched this snare up to this one, a little bit deeper sounding than the original one I had in there. But what was really interesting, though, at least to me, is after I programmed the Manasota kit here on like the TD-6, without listening to the one that I programmed in SD3, I went back and I was comparing the two drum sets, and I almost made them identical. Like the tom pitches, the snare pitch, like the cymbal pitch, like everything almost sounded totally identical, like as far as like the tuning and the pitches and all that stuff, which is kind of crazy. You know, I was like, whoa, you know, like I guess I really have a specific sound, you know, that I like for these songs. And I was kind of like thinking of how my acoustic Pearl kit sounds, you know, is like what I was tuning like. And I think it sounds pretty close, actually. Anyway, the build in this song is so epic sounding, says Jake. Thanks, Jake. This song, I mean, I wrote that song like on a YouTube video, actually. It was for what? Something. I think I just woke up and I was like, what am I going to make a video about? And I was like, I'll just make a song in a video, and that's what I did. So, all right, let's move on to the next one, which is called Gemstone. And once again, you can pick these up, both albums, on physical copy, CD, and vinyl for $15. So it's a really good deal. Check it out, anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. Okay, this is called Gemstone. More pan flute. Okay, that was Gemstone off of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. The first edition didn't have drums in it. It was just guitar and pan flute and bass. So on the deluxe version, you hear drums. Let's see. Any comments here? Thomas says, I get it after watching a few of your live casts. I'm seeing the Roland brains fit a lot of the music styles for sure. Just would be cool to hear SD3. Cool song. Yeah, for sure. One of the things that I don't really like about SD3 and Easy Drummer in general is just the interface. Like, it's just kind of a pain in the... I mean, it does a lot. It's very capable with what you can do, especially Superior Drummer 3. But I don't know. Like, it's so much more fun to just push buttons and, you know, do stuff on a module than it is to go in with the mouse and click on these little things and select from all these drop-down menus. And it just seems like a pain in the ass. Like, like even though, you know, I work on computers and I like computers, but it's more fun to mess with hardware, personally, I think. I miss my TD-8 because the TD-8 had a lot of fun stuff to play with in it. But the TD-6 is not too bad with that as far as that goes. Sound quality, I think, is equal. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Thomas says, great song. I'll be purchasing these. Thanks, Thomas. I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot. It means a lot just you guys watching these streams. It's really fun. JK says, my voice sounds horrible. Horrible how? It sounds fine in my headphones. What's wrong with my voice? Oh, and the sticks, I think I said this in the beginning of the stream, but these are these Zildjian anti-vibe drumsticks. And these are 5B size. And they have like a rubber core inside of them. So if you can see there. And that's supposed to cut down on the vibration. So far, it seems like it's working. Okay, let's do the next song, which is Night Drive. Here we go. Okay, that was Night Drive off of As the Sun Rises, both the original version and the deluxe version. And Thomas says, sorry for all the questions. I know you're trying to get through your set. No, it's totally cool. I want you guys to ask questions. I just don't want to ramble on about nothing. You know, like, but I'll gladly answer questions. But you said, I know you're, when I purchased the songs you're playing today, what drums were used on the actual recorded tracks? Thanks again. Great job. And thank you. Okay, so As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition, like this CD right here, this is all acoustic drums. It's all my Pearl. It's a vintage Pearl, a 1969 Pearl club outfit. And there's some videos of me playing it on the channel. If you just search, Demonic Sweaters Vintage Pearl, it'll pop up. But it's when I had my acoustic set up. I still have the kit. I'll never get rid of that kit because I love the kit, but it's in storage right now because I don't have anywhere to play it. But it sounds amazing. And it's the one that's on this recording. On the first album, the self-titled release, this is a combination of my sister's. She's got a 1966 Slingerland drum kit. So some of it is her kit, and then some of it is my old. I had a TKO percussion, like really crappy drum set that I had modified, but it was a great set. And I had that before I got these drums. Actually, before I got the drums before these drums. It basically had fallen apart, but it sounded really good. So a couple of songs are that drum kit, and I think I know the weird sound you're talking about. It's probably this. Check, check, check. Yeah, that thing has a little short in it. Yeah, so most of it though is the vintage Slingerland, and that vintage Slingerland has a kind of a similar sound to it as the vintage Pearl. Actually, they both have a similar vibe, I think, which is what I really like. I like that sound, like a vintage kind of sound for the Manasota stuff. And I think this kit I programmed, even though it's electronic, but it sounds vintage-y, vintage-ish. And then on the Manasota As the Sun Rises regular version, there's actually a crazy hodgepodge of drums on there. There's a little bit of Alesis Nitro. There's a little bit of Roland TD-5, and there's a little bit of acoustic drums. So that's really why I wanted to redo it and make the deluxe edition, because I wanted the whole thing to be, even with acoustic, like real natural acoustic sounds on it. And plus I did some different songs on the deluxe version. And I think the deluxe version is way better than the original version, even though the original version's got some cool stuff on it too. Okay, let's move on to the next song, which is, this one is this one's fun. This one's in 5/4, and it's called Return of the Wood Stork. Here we go. It's pretty long. Okay. That was the return of the wood stork in 5/4. Originally, that one was going to be a Demonic Sweater song, but the more I added to it, the more I thought it kind of had the vibe of a Manasota song. Even though a little bit more intense than most Manasota songs, I still thought it fit. And let's see, let me go back. Cobnew says, yo, hey Cobnew. And Thomas, nice fretless bass on the song. Is it real or programmed? Do you play a lot of guitar parts? Cool grooves and time signatures. Yes, that was real fretless bass. I have a fretless bass. I haven't played it in a few months now, but it's actually in my storage unit too. I'll grab it here pretty soon though, once I start working on this kind of stuff again. But fretless is a lot of fun. I'm probably completely out of practice by now. But yeah, all the stuff in Manasota is played. Like I don't program anything. All the guitar parts, all the keyboard parts. I don't think there might be like a MIDI part here. Like, oh well, okay. So the breakdown in there was I lied. There's like a little. There's some percussion in the background. You know that like kind of electronic percussion that was programmed. But other than that, everything else is played in real time. Acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, drums, and synth. And yeah. Are my songs on Amazon? Yes, but for some reason, I can't figure out how to get them on Amazon Prime. They're only on the like premium, whatever it's called, the premium subscription of Amazon. And I keep meaning to ask DistroKid about that. Because I don't know how, like, I don't see anywhere where I can select to have them be on Amazon Prime. And I don't know what determines that they get on Prime or what determines they get on the premium Amazon. So, yeah, yes, but not for free, which I don't know. I just don't know why. I don't know why it's like that, and I can't seem to change it. But I'm going to work on it. But they're everywhere else, and they're on Spotify if you want to listen for free. They're on Spotify there. And Jake says, on point with the fills. Thanks. Thomas, very cool drumming. And thanks, yes. Those fills in that song are a lot of fun to play. I really am comfortable in 5/4. Like that's a good time signature for me. Is Manasota just you or a few people, etc.? It's just me. Ronan, my friend Ronan Conroy plays a track. He plays some. There's this. What's that instrument called? He's got this. It's like a Peruvian instrument. I think it's probably written on here. He plays on one of these tracks. Where is it? It's called a charango, and it's on Canopy Road. Ronan plays, so he is the only other person on the Manasota stuff, and it's on one song. But his track is really cool. Excuse me, really cool. And what DAW was used on those two albums? Well, this one, the first one, and the reason why I'm not really playing anything off of the first one was on Cubase, and on my old computer, which I don't have anymore, and I don't even have Cubase anymore. So I don't even have any of the master DAW files from this album, unfortunately. The other one was recorded mostly in Reaper and a little bit in Ableton Live. Like that song, Return of the Wood Stork, was in Ableton Live, but most of the other tracks were in Reaper. And one track, I think, was in Audacity, of all things. But mostly, I really like Ableton if I'm doing more programming, heavy stuff. But if I'm using just, instruments and recording, straight through instruments, then I prefer Reaper. Reaper is just really, really nice. But so is Ableton. They're both great. But those are my two favorites. I used to really like Cubase too, but like I said, I don't have it anymore. And I like, Ableton and Reaper just as much as Cubase. I've tried just about everything. I mean, I've used Pro Tools and GarageBand, Logic, like all that crap. Well, it's not crap, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, all right. Let's move on to the next. This is a song that's not on the deluxe version, but it's on the original version. But the version that I'm going to play today is actually the original YouTube demo version. This is called Umbrella Sky, and this one was originally recorded in a YouTube video using the Alesis Nitro Mesh. And so I'm going to play that version of it here. So here we go, Umbrella Sky. All right, that was Umbrella Sky. And the reason why I went with the demo version on that one was because somehow I lost, I don't know, something happened to the most recent version, and it's not playing right. So I need to fix that file before I can create. Like, there's actually several more instruments in the final version, but I like the minimal, you know, kind of mellow version of the demo song too. That song actually has like several different versions. There's one on a compilation that sounds one way. There's one like that in the original YouTube demo. There's one on As the Sun Rises that sounds different. So anyway, it's a pretty fun one. It's very mellow, kind of psychedelic. Reminds me of something that maybe like what's the guy's name? Oh God! Every time I try to say something like this, I go blank. Anyway, it'll come to me later. Let's move on to the next one. Thomas says, very cool music for what you use. Great melodies and parts. Really cool. Thanks, Thomas. I really appreciate all the support you're giving me here today. Means a lot. Totally. All right, so this next song is called Horus. And this one is one of the last ones I recorded, if not the last one I recorded for the deluxe edition. And this one's a lot of fun to play too. It's kind of a longer one as well. Kind of epic. So here we go. All right, thanks. That was Horus off of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. Yeah, pretty long and fun song there to play. But I dig it. Hopefully you guys liked it. Mellow's out there at the end. I actually switched to a different drum kit there at the end. Yeah, on the original recording of that, it was acoustic drums up to that end part, and then I played my TD-27 at that point when I still had the TD-27. The one, I really regret getting rid of is the TD-17 module. I kind of regret getting rid of that one. The TD-27 was nice too, but is it $1,000 or not $1,000? But what are they? Like $700 better than the TD-17? I don't think so. I think the TD-17 is very good on its own. But anyway, went off on a tangent there. John Deff, hey, how's it going, John? Says very cool vibe. Thanks, John. And Thomas said, nice ending. Thanks. I think you thought I was ending in the middle there before the long, slow part at the end. But yeah, thanks, man. Let's see if there's any chats on. Oh, Anor. Hey, hello, Anor. On FC2. How you doing? Hi, I see you there. Okay, so I think I have one more. Do I have one more or two more? Oh, no, I have two more. Okay. So the next one, this is another one of my favorites off of Deluxe Edition, and it's called October. And this one's good for the time of the year. Kind of fitting. So here we go. This is October. All right, that was October off of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition and the regular edition. And wait, is it the regular edition? Yeah, I think it is. Sometimes I can't remember what I do. Thomas A. wrote A, but I think that was a mistake. A little porcupine tree vibe on that one with all the cool chords. Really like it. I'm not familiar with them, but thanks. Would be cool to hear Steven Wilson sing a few parts on it. Very cool sounds. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I'm not familiar with them, but when I did it, I was thinking like Polvo. The band Polvo was kind of what, and maybe a little bit like Slint. And I'm getting some messages here. But anyway, I have one more to go, and I really do appreciate all you guys sticking around here and watching this there in YouTube, Twitch, as well as FC2. Sorry, Anor on FC2. I didn't see your chat until recently, but hopefully you're still out there. And hello to you in Japan. So let's go ahead and finish it up. This is the last one. This one is called Wrangler. And a little story on Wrangler is originally, before it became As the Sun Rises, the original idea for the album was going to be called Wrangler because of this song. I thought this was kind of a good theme for the whole album. But things changed. Actually, the pandemic happened and changed everything. And like basically the album recording process got split in half because of the pandemic. But once things got a little bit back to normal, then I finished it up. But it kind of changed directions a little bit, and that's why it became As the Sun Rises rather than Wrangler. As the Sun Rises, kind of like, like a new day, as in the sun rising again. Pandemic, even though it didn't really end, but it kind of, it's not as bad as it was, people are doing things again at least, and like going out and stuff. And I mean, in New York City, it was like, when it was first happening, everybody was terrified, and rightfully so if you don't really know what's going on. And it was still unsure like how bad it was, and everybody was like, in the beginning here, especially in New York City, like nobody really went out at all. And when they did go out there wearing like rubber gloves and face masks, and like it was crazy. It was a pretty crazy time. So anyway, let's finish this one up. I'll stick around for a little chat afterwards, but this is the last song. This one is called Wrangler, and it's on As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. And like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, you can buy As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition on CD, Digipack. Where is it? What do I do with them? Oh wait, here it is. Digipack CD, which is right here, and this thing looks really cool. It's professionally printed, produced. And you can also get the original self-titled LP on 180-gram vinyl. Both of these together for only $15, and that comes with digital downloads as well. So I think that's a really, really good deal. 2 pieces of physical, really high-quality physical merchandise. A lot of people charge like $20-some just for a record. So you're getting a record and a CD for $15. So you can't beat it. All right, let's move on. Last song called Wrangler. Here we go. All right, that's all I got for today. That was Wrangler off of As the Sun Rises Deluxe Edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the songs today. Don't forget to pick up a copy or copies, or you can just stream it on all the streaming services. And yeah, thanks to all you guys out there for checking out the stream, chatting with me. Let's switch my camera switcher off here. Wait, that's the wrong one. I always select the wrong one. There's actually cameras, advanced scene switcher, and then scene switcher. And I always forget which one to do. Okay. So anyway, there we go. That's all for today, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you were wondering again, once again, using the Roland TD-6 drum sounds, everything's coming out of the TD-6. There's no funny business with plugins or anything like that. Was using the Zildjian and 5B anti-vibe drumsticks. And they seem to work pretty good. Let me see how my hand feels. I won't know until later. It's like, it feels fine. Actually, it feels a little better when I play, and then like it's like a couple hours later, then it starts to hurt again. But it's mostly my ring finger. But I do think the vibration was cut down a little bit. Although the sticks I was using before, which are the Aquarian X10 with the grips, these kind of absorb vibration too. But when I do that, yeah, I can definitely feel more vibration in the X10s. So I think the anti-vibes may be a winner. It may be, but they're wood, and then I'm back to my old problem, which is when I play with wood, it dries my hands out like crazy. But we'll see. They feel really good. Like playing, they felt great. I felt like really, really comfortable when I was doing stuff. I think maybe my chat might be stuck because it looks like the same amount of viewers have been on there for a really long time, which usually that doesn't happen. Usually people drop off, you know, and come back, and drop off and come back, or just drop off completely. But if you're chatting and I'm not seeing your chat, that may be why. Let me close it and open it again. Maybe no, I don't. I'll lose all the. Well, I guess it's okay. No, because then I'll lose all the other chats. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off. It's almost 3 o'clock here Eastern time. Unless anybody has another question they want to ask. And again, I apologize if you're asking them and I'm not seeing them. It does seem like there's something wrong with Restream chat at the moment. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. So I'll be back next week, same time, same place, for another live stream. And now, next week, I'll probably mix in, you know, some Manasota songs with some Demonic Sweater songs for the stream, and go back to the older format where it's kind of like all the stuff off the drumless library. Oh, I didn't even mention the drumless library, so I'll just shout out to that real quick. You can pick up the drumless library at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com and play along to all these songs yourself. Every single song I played today is on there, as well as a ton of Demonic Sweater songs. We're up to 45 total songs now. So that's a lot of darn songs that you could play to if you wanted to. And I would love to see you guys do that. Post content, playing along. You know, you don't have to do it exactly like how I do them. You know, make up your own parts. So don't feel like you do. I know I had a couple people buy it, and then one person told me they weren't good enough yet to play the songs. But, you know, don't worry about it like that. Just play what you can play, you know, like try to play along. You don't have to play it exactly like how I play it. You know, make up your own version. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody out there watching, commenting, and subscribing, and all that good stuff. And don't forget, once again, to check out anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com, and that's enough of the plugs. I'll see you guys really, really soon. Have a great week, everybody.